Welcome back to the Core Collective. We have a special guest today, Andrew Young. Welcome.
What up?
Again, we're joined by Clay Wood,
Hi.
Patrick Booth,
Heyo.
and Brandon the Weber.
Hello, everyone.
All right, guys, we are here for our end of the year review. We're excited to share with you our thoughts of the 4 HeroClix sets we've had this year, which has been, was it Next Phase, Deadpool Weapon X, Masters of Time, and Black Panther, the 4 full sets that we got this year. We had a ton of iconics and stuff sprinkled throughout the year. We probably won't get into the details of all that, but yeah, dude, it's been a while, so let's get into it. Best set of the year. I think for me, it's Deadpool Weapon X.
Really?
Interesting choice there. The one that had some pretty good chases, and was actually pretty decent for pulp, but somewhere in the middle kind of lost us a bit.
I felt personally for me, it was this is the set that I enjoyed the most. Playing, I got the most value out of that set, not only in the chases, but in like the bystanders and stuff too, right? Like those figures have probably helped me out the most in my HeroClix this year. So
fair. As a set, that makes sense. As a collector, that's terrible.
I agree with you, Jeff, just because I'm a Marvel fan. I think Masters of Time could arguably be a better set, but the Marvel stuff resonates more with me. And I think it's the best of the Marvel sets.
Yeah.
And the thing that just bums me out, just the collation and the the printing errors, like just the production problems from that set really kind of cast a big, dour note over it. Like a big
the Deadpool Weapon X.
It's so much better. Yeah. Yeah. I just wish that stuff would have been a non-issue. But I agree with you. Like it's just a fun set to play.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, for me, like playing it was the most fun. Like I Masters of Time was close. Like it had a lot of good stuff, but I only got to play it at Worlds, and it was for Team Sealed. I didn't get to do much other sealed event with it because it was gone from the warehouse so fast. It was like a frustrating set to kind of collect because it was hard to get, right? I still don't have so much from that set. So like I can't in good heart say that was my favorite set when I don't have half the set. I have maybe 2 Colossals. Like it's not been easy to get a hold of for decent value, right? Those Colossals, some of them still hold easy $100 value, a couple of them. So it just.
Well, I'm of a differing opinion than you two, because my favorite set of the year is obviously Next Phase. No, I'm just messing with you guys. That set stinks. I'm going with Masters of Time, right?
All right.
I'm agreeing with Patrick here.
As the DC fan here, at least I know I'm the least DC fan, but saying maybe Brandon is. I don't know. Maybe
I'm a Marvel fan, but I still.
All right, that's fine.
Set.
I will definitely say the reason why I like Masters of Time is DC always does you right. Always, I put that in quotation marks, because it's a great set for people to come in on, right? When I look at Masters of Time as a whole, a new player can easily jump into the set, excluding the accessibility issues that obviously are clearly with this set. And I'm also going to put it down a little bit more because I always say whenever you have a 2x2 set, it's always like a pain in the ass to get that set because you're losing 2 boosters out of your brick, right? Which makes it harder to collect. But
I didn't struggle like this with Mighty Thor. There was the only struggle that was Mighty Thor was the Cosmic Thor chase with the Mjolnir. That was the only one. Everything else in the beginning, like, dude, I couldn't sell a Surtur for $25.
Wow.
Well, I mean, but you're talking about accessibility for the set. I'm talking about the set as a whole for like just looking at it comparatively figures to figures. I like this set because it is a pulp-friendly set. There's so many figures in there that you're going to play in the pulp formats that you're also going to play in the modern formats. For Christ's sakes, there's that Batman in there, right? That shifting focus Batman, I think, is one of the best set of figures throughout this year, right? So I have to give it to Master of Time. Yes, it sucks that most of us don't even have a complete set. Most of us are probably never going to have a complete set of that unless we're going to drop fat cash, right? but I'm gonna give it to Masters of Time because DC always only gets one shot a year, and they got to make it count.
And you feel they came through?
For Degaton.
I think they came through this year with that. As a set, not as distribution, because that is the problem with warehouses and production, not the set.
So you're objectively just looking at it figure-wise.
How to use it, yeah.
Okay, so I was kind of looking at it just as an overall feel, right? Like there's some really bad bricks in Masters of Time, wasn't there? There's some duds.
There's some, but not as bad as some other sets that someone may choose, right? I mean, Next Phase was pretty shitty as a set overall, right? And there's some duds in there, and Black Panther, woo-wee.
Yeah.
I agree. I love Masters of Time. I love getting colossal figures, and I don't see it as losing 2 boosters because you still got some.
It still gave you plenty of extra figures, right?
Some miniature, like some of the smaller figures, standard size figures in the colossal booster. From a meta impact perspective too, it had my favorite figure in there, which was Swamp Thing Prime. That was like the thing that enabled Black Lanterns to go over the top. I think also from a meta perspective though, it feels like next phase really despite the kind of overall
the 3 gods, right?
Yeah, and the introduction of the trick arrows.
And
So
Elsa, Prime Elsa,
and Prime Elsa was 1, right?
And Man Thing.
No, it came in second.
Man Thing.
Man Thing,
right? Yeah, but both of those sets had enablers for one of the top meta teams.
No, like
Man Thing and Swamp Thing.
Objectively, if you look at the meta without Conchu, Emit, or Tower It, right?
Yeah.
Or even Trick Arrows, you're like, what are you doing?
Right.
I think a lot of those sets too they were released, right before rotation, and honestly, the stuff that rotated out was so good. It just made the stuff at the tail end of that look bad, and so But then when it disappeared, now that stuff is actually coming back into focus, and it feels it's much better, much more useful stuff than we saw before. And I think the other thing is like Butterfly makes some of this stuff better.
The cream will always rise to the top, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, those are like Clix staples forever now, right? Those 3 gods, and probably the gods from Black Panther as well.
Yeah, I am hoping that when they decide to do the next cut, that they cut Next Phase so that the gods that we have in Black Panther shine a little more.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Were they? No, they only came out this year, so they're gonna get one more year.
But because
they've already had a Worlds, right?
Yeah, they've had their first.
This
Worlds
is their
this
first
year.
Worlds.
Yeah,
they're gonna go one more year and get 2 Worlds,
and then they're gonna drop it. They should drop it next year.
Yeah, because next year we're gonna lose Notorious and Wheels, and that's it. The only 2 sets before Next Phase.
There was a weird gap, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm so excited for Notorious to rotate.
I actually think the best set of the year was actually Iconics.
That is a bold statement, sir. Even though it's not a set,
I love that prelude because that brings us into our next topic, of which was the best Iconics of 2024.
Everyone, I know what everyone's answer is going to be. Probably,
I know what my answer is.
Oh boy!
I think there are 2 really good answers.
I think there's two as well.
I'm going to double check real quick.
But
I may have
if I say something that didn't come out this year, it's going to be unfortunate. But
all right, so ready? 1, 2, 3. Project
Butterfly.
Kong.
I got you. It's Kong.
Well, I mean, Kong is very, very good, but Butterfly is also very, very good. And I think the third that I would put in there is Mern.
Well, Mern is part of Butterfly.
Project Butterfly.
Yeah, but I thought we were talking pieces, not.
No, we're talking the specific Iconic set.
I see.
So, like,
sorry.
a single thing. You could have said Beetlejuice. That's not a bad one. That did come out this year.
I think the top 3 is Project Butterfly, Kong, and Beetlejuice. So, those are easily the top 3 Iconics this year.
Yeah.
Like, Butterfly is going to be relevant in every format
Forever.
I mean,
Yeah.
like it's so critical in silver, and it's awesome in modern. Too.
But I will also say, I
it's-
think Trigon's getting
Swiss
up
Army
there. He
knife.
just hasn't seen play yet.
Correct. But at the moment, yeah, I still feel like the Project Butterfly, because you've got seen what 2 figures out of there that get crazy play, which is Mern and Butterfly, right?
Mhm.
And then Cold Open Peacemaker's not even that bad. Like it's seen some
Yeah.
play. Not
Yeah,
the
and
most
you're
success,
right.
but
And they're right. That Peacemaker that blocks that first turn attack had seen more play. So I feel the 3 of
Yeah,
them
that guy's sweet.
have seen
made
more
it really
play
worth
than
it.
have seen more play
Yeah.
than Kong.
Ooh.
Maybe not.
I feel
Those
like
3 together.
Collectively, well, I mean, you could say that about any 3 kind of pretty
No.
well played figure over Kong.
100%. But I'm talking
think
about
if
those
Kong's
3
gonna get
figures come from
errated.
the same set. That's
Yeah.
why that Iconics collectively is better, in my opinion.
Okay,
Than the
I
Kong.
see what you're saying now. You're saying the box set itself is
Yes.
better than Kong. Sure, I can
Yes.
agree with that, but I will also say this. I think Kong was more distributed than that set, too.
Probably.
yeah,
I'm still
Kong
sitting
was
on
very
some.
distributed.
Because if you think about it, most people who bought Kong, he was always bought either as a single or as a double. And I think that's the first time as an iconic I've ever seen someone actually buy 2 of them consistently because they're like, I can play 2 giant monkeys? Why not?
I bought 3.
I was gonna say no. I think I have 3. No, like
Clay
3
knows
is
I
the
was
team.
planning on playing 3 before what's his name got errated.
Blackheart.
Blackheart, yeah.
Well, no, because even Mike SQ, right, at Worlds was doing the 3 Kong team, right, and he made it top 32. I want to say top 64. So
Yeah, it's
But,
nasty.
I mean, now if you take that into consideration, I think maybe Kong then tops it then. Because people were buying it a lot more. You didn't need to buy 2 butterflies, but you did need to buy
butterflies you
more than 1 Kong.
Okay, sure, but like you can also play 1 Kong and still have success. Like you don't need multiple Kongs.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I think individually, most people are playing 1 Kong, especially after the errata.
Mhm.
And if we're going 1 for 1, I think Butterfly, Mern, Cold Open easily tops Kong.
I agree.
Yeah, sure, we could
and the
say it that way.
Peacemaker icing on the cake, right?
Optionality there is
Yeah.
just so good.
But it would definitely be between them as 1 and 2.
Yes.
1 and 2.
And I gotta say, hot
Beetlejuice
take?
takes 3.
I'm not into Trigon. I think his
So-
stats are underwhelming for his cost.
You're not wrong, but the thing is, I think there's gonna be something cool with that Raven in the future. That's why like people should really get it.
The
And that's-
Raven is
Raven's sweet.
very
That's
interesting.
true. Raven's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you want to drop? Was it $30 for Trigon
No.
and Raven? It's like, but you know, maybe you play Trigon at like 200 points and build a 100-point team to support him. I don't know.
If the support's cheap enough, right?
Sidestep. That's
But he'll more than likely
tough.
be the most expensive figure on the team, on the board at 200.
I don't know. Jan's double Kong team with Kong at 200, 1 at 200, and 1 at 50 is
There's only like
That's
3
gross.
figures that I could think of that would like be on the board that are 200 points plus. That's
Yeah,
not
fair.
him. It's like Darkseid, a Kong, and then the Ultra Chase in the future.
Jan traumatized you guys with that double Kong team, didn't he?
Dude, I wasn't even at the event. I'm just like I'm stuck on that team. I can't not think about it. It haunts my dreams.
So
What was the last 50 points?
we realized that we did play it wrong, like because the character holding the phone booth shouldn't get shape change.
No.
'Cause
Yeah.
he's not adjacent to it.
Right. Yeah.
But
The last 50 points was a timebreaker Pog and a Madison and
Yeah.
the barrel, right?
Yeah, and I honestly think he could have done better. I think he could have put a Predegaton on there. That'd be better than Madison. But
Predegaton Space Ghost?
Well, I'm like, why you can't? Why this?
But why does he need
timebreaker
Predegaton,
Pog? You
though?
can't move.
What's he need
you can't-
Predegaton for?
Predegaton
To add
should be-
leadership, so he gets
Leadership
4
prop.
actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, leadership
it's
too.
Actually, that's pretty good, and it's pass, and it would stay
Well, like,
themed.
why is the timebreaker Pog there? He
Yeah.
can't move.
But Kongs don't have pass.
Because he's bringing out Beetlejuice for free, and then still
Sure.
doing 4
Mm.
actions in a turn.
Mhm.
and the Pog doesn't break theme.
And
Right.
Kong
You're fine.
doesn't
Yeah,
really
no,
do
you're right.
any
You're right.
free
Beetlejuice.
actions.
I'm stupid.
I guess the only thing with
That's
that
fair.
team that I don't love is that he's giving up 5 points every turn if he brings out Beetlejuice. because he's sacrificing a time breaker to it.
Or
right.
No,
Right.
he was just bringing Beetlejuice back.
Oh, really?
He would bring Beetlejuice in basically just for the pre-prob. At least that's what I saw.
What? All right. Okay.
So,
Hmm.
you know, I think it's also the
Fascinating.
optionality. He doesn't have to do it every single time.
Yeah.
But-
No.
You know, so I was really happy that Jan won because I've known Jan for a long time, and you know, and he was telling me like this is the first big event he's ever won. Like he's been playing. I mean, I remember meeting him with when we did a Wolverine and the X-Men sealed tournament so
Wow.
long, like over a decade ago.
2011.
And he's played, he kind of
13, 14.
he'll do like competitive events occasionally, but I just thought it was so cool that like somebody who wasn't part of the the normal group took a win, and he played a tough field and pulled it out.
Oh, he's been playing that
The other
200
thing
point Kong for like a year now.
I wasn't there for the end, but I guess what happened is he and Anthony played each other in the finals, and Anthony, so he something like, I think he killed Anthony's team and then brought out Chthon, and then and then Chthon killed 200 point Kong, and then he brought out Gaia.
Yeah. Which I was so surprised. There's one Despero, but no Black Panthers. Like, how did nobody come prepared for Beetlejuice?
Dude, nobody has that stuff.
Panther is, well, Despero is
It's-
weird. He's only super rare, but Panther is extremely rare in the environment.
Yeah.
AVD was
Despero-
not a
Like there weren't any, West Coast didn't get any factory sets of Black Panther.
remember
Right.
AVD was not a great set, so people probably dumped it really long times ago, and it's probably sitting in like people's D&D boxes right now playing it, right? So
I
the
was
figures
shocked.
probably don't
I mean,
exist.
there were high 20s number of people, and I don't think I saw one Black Panther Legacy.
Dude,
I looked at all the teams. I didn't see it.
if I went, I was ready to play my Black Panther. Like, Beetlejuice would not have been an issue unless you were mainboarding him, right? Like, then
Who's
sure.
crazy
Yeah.
enough to do that?
Dude, it's
Again,
a
that
threat.
shit keeps me up at night. I wanna run Black Lanterns and just throw on a Legacy Black Panther on there. But if I face a main board Beetlejuice, it's over.
Yeah, and there are people that are starting to play mainboard Beetlejuice because they can make the unbreakable team where like that and like some barrier that you can put out, the
and
traffic
King Jefferson.
barrel, King
Yeah, it's
Jefferson,
trash.
and you're just going, deal
Come
with
get
it.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
I like it.
I tried making that team work before. That was what I was working towards
Just has no
before.
power.
It just doesn't work. There's too many points into support. It doesn't work. There's not enough like characters that have wing to be able to like carry your team. There's no synergy, and you can't get enough barrier, and there's no good map to facilitate this.
Yeah.
So I
It's too
really
small.
tried to make that. It sounds so good on paper, and then in practice, trying to make it work is nearly impossible.
Are you,
Like,
Well, you just
We're
park
talking
those
about
two
like
Kongs
Green
out there,
Mans.
and you don't have enough offense to do anything against them.
No, not at all.
Park a 200 point Kong out there, and then they just quake all your shit the next turn, and then come in. So
They move, and then just quake for the second action. There you go.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's you're right. It's great in the theory, but you know what? I also understand your fear there, Andrew, because is there someone crazy enough like that would get like the 9 through 16 spot that's going to play that you play and screws over your ability to make the top 8 then because of that.
Yep.
Then it's
That's
a
why
game
I'm
of odds,
banking
right?
on
At that
like
point,
rock paper scissors.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
you need the
Correct.
rock paper scissors in the meta. So like a 200 point Kong and a 50 point Kong like should preclude people from playing a main force Beetlejuice because it just eats their lunch. But
Yes.
some asshole is going to do it, and then it's going to screw me over.
Yep.
I think main force Beetlejuice is probably better in silver, where there's more points.
Definitely, yeah, where you have more
Mhm.
points.
I don't think he's really that good. Like I won a couple games by killing Beetlejuice, the free
Yeah,
Beetlejuice.
100%.
Like
If he comes in on click like anything besides click 1, basically, like he's in danger.
he's pretty easy to kill, honestly. So You know, like I know you're like Jeff. Jeff's like no. You know what?
No, I'm like no. I think he is. I think it's like any sideline game element. You play at your own risk, right?
Yep.
You remember the same thing with Destroyer. Like Destroyer got clapped up
Oh my
like
God.
a Sky Tyrant coming in, flurrying his ass with exploit, and you're like, okay, well, shit.
Absorbing Man was the more recent.
Absorbing Man too, right? Dude, I
Worst
had
one.
Absorbing Man KO'd.
It was hard.
I've never had an Absorbing Man die.
No,
that
I've
guy is
really hard
so
to
hard
go.
to take out.
No, dude, Ryder, when we were playing in Las Vegas last at the Majestic thing, right?
Yep.
He was playing Black Lantern. No, he was playing the Surfers. They KO'd Absorbing Man one turn, just spun him around. Couldn't do it. I picked powers, couldn't do anything. Didn't matter.
I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you typically need 3+ attacks to take him down. And by then he has every
like 8
good
attacks.
defensive power. Yeah, but I mean, you're still picking ahead of the roll, so
you're hitting hard enough.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, I was like, geez, that was sad bear because I was playing Black Lanterns and it just died. But in 2024, what do you think the best main board figure was? I think it kind of goes back to our Iconics discussion. Butterfly or Kong.
Butterfly,
right?
just because of probably the Swiss Army knife.
Like Butterfly personally was my choice.
I think Predegaton should have a shout.
Like, yeah, that's a good one.
Sure. What do you think, Clay?
Man, I think it was just Kong for me. I loved Kong.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You
and he
Harry.
just he's just Kong changed the way people play more so than Butterfly. Butterfly is a great Swiss Army knife. And like the little butterfly, mind control thing is a neat extra, trick, icing on the cake, so to speak. But like Kong changes how everybody plays because of the bonuses you get based on how many units you have. And so people are playing, like they're playing fewer units than before. And we see this across the board. And then when the errata hit, like they're clear, like it made things that were 55 points or higher with the penetrating damage like skyrocket. Like it just is changed, and nobody is reshaping. Nobody is changing how they're playing because of Butterfly. That's my argument.
That's
I hear you, but I also feel like I put Butterfly on more teams than Kong.
I see that.
Sure.
Butterfly is my go-to over Kong, right? To build a team with. Like I do agree that Kong has shaped the meta. He has changed how people play. He has made other figures more viable with his errata, and in a positive way, right? But as like the best figure, I feel I keep going back to I put Butterfly on my team over Kong. Is personally what I was going for.
But the thing is, you're playing Butterfly because you're not actually playing Butterfly. You're playing Butterfly because of
main board element, Patrick.
No, is it main board? Oh, we're talking main board. Never mind.
You're playing Butterfly
main board.
because you get. I mean, you get
I have
the best
another
of
one.
both worlds. You get
that's
the Butterfly effects, and you get the other. You get the other figure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Prime Xanadu because people are sleeping on her.
Wow, that's a wild opinion.
Yeah.
Let's hear about this.
Say that the best main force.
Dude, what event has she won?
I am throwing out a hot take here because I said people are sleeping on it.
Or did we move on to a new category, which was like sleeper figure of the year? Or
what data do you have on this?
The data.
I mean, I know what you're going for. You want Mastermind on
bingo
anything, but there's a little guy called Beetlejuice.
Time Masters came out at Worlds, so there's going to be no data for it, right? Except for what? States, and there's really nothing fresh out there after Worlds. We all know that, right? And when States was coming around, everyone was playing Silver Age, so it doesn't help data anyway because that's Silver Age, right? Because everyone had to play that wackadoo format, right? Which means the upcoming next modern age event, right, would be anyone? No, plug it. No one wants to plug it. Yeah,
Clix League West.
Clix League West, right? There we go. Right. So outside of that, no one's been playing any of the newer stuff from Masters of Time to current. That's why I'm saying if we're talking about 2024, you need to talk about the figures in 2024, even if there's no data for it because they just haven't been played. So that's why I'm saying as a hot take, don't sleep on Prime Madame Xanadu because the power to give someone Mastermind in the upcoming events that are coming up is going to be very powerful to fight against the things that we've all been saying.
So we just want to give Trigon 200 Trigon Mastermind is what you're saying.
I didn't
To
say
give
that.
I don't know,
Butterflies
man.
to
Mastermind.
Mastermind too.
I don't know about
Perplex-
Trigon, but you know.
Perplex is a free action. Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I mean,
And
look,
Black
I
Panther is
just-
something
it's
you can put
unreliable.
on your
Mastermind and
team.
Beetlejuice are a really, really good combination.
Yeah.
The problem is that, you know, like Beetlejuice nerfs her so hard. She's a great
Play
figure.
Black Panther. Play Black Panther. Easy. Easy. Play Despero if you don't have Black Panther. He's 50 points. He's a super rare. Anyone can get him.
It
Right.
doesn't seem though, does it?
I agree. But I mean, I get what you're saying, but there's also so many figures that have multi-target. And like,
Party
and then
animal.
also we were just talking about our boy Kong, who's quaking with a 3-square radius. It's like, that makes Mastermind, that to me makes Mastermind moot because you're
irrelevant.
there's a way to get around it. And also you have things like trick arrows, where
But isn't that the answer to
you
everything?
want them
There's
to be
always
adjacent.
an answer to get around everything.
There is an answer for sure. I totally agree with you. I'm not saying.
But then the answer is like
that
the
it's
best unit of
invaluable.
the year.
Right.
That's like,
Right.
you know,
But
it's
also
not like,
we just listed.
oh my God, you're gonna make me play Kong?
Right.
I hate
And we
playing
also
Kong.
listed in.
It's like, Kong's on my team anyways.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
In 30 seconds, we listed 6 answers.
If
and,
you don't
and
want to
they're
take
all
the
like
hot
the most
take,
played field.
that's on you guys. You can sleep on it. I'm okay with that. Right?
Hey,
I love her. Don't
For
get me
the
wrong, I love her.
tens of 20s of viewers that we get, there you go, guys. Don't
Hey.
sleep on that.
Pick one
Hey,
up.
I mean,
I'm a very sleepy person. What can I say?
I don't even have
Plus,
one.
tarot
so I
cards are
can't-
going to
I
be the
can't say
big thing in
anything.
2025. Mark my words.
I think another
the
prior.
Degaton is clearly a better piece than Madame Xanadu.
Well, you know what? We'll revisit this at the end of 2025
Yo,
and see
Patrick,
who's
come
right.
play Xanadu, bro. Come play
So
Xanadu.
this reminds
Maybe
me
I am.
very, very much
Oh.
of a a Harold Thor and a Venom Magneto conversation, right?
I think I was right on that one.
Dude, you were 100% right. You were so right.
So you want to like recall this conversation for the people who weren't there, Jeff?
Yeah,
So
like me.
So there was this discussion between Clay and Yapoko, right? And Yapoko said that Harold Thor, the one with the Ravens, was going to have a higher value in the long run than Venom Magneto, right? That was the argument, right?
Yep. Now this was right before Empire had even released, or maybe it was
No,
like
like
the
right
week
as
of.
it released.
It was right as it released.
And I believe they were equal, and then Thor was dropping, right?
I don't even
That
know.
Thor was garbage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
when
he's
you
a
say
cool
Harold
fucking
Thor,
sick,
are you
though.
talking about the
Like-
one with the lightning effects?
No,
No,
the one
this
with
was from
the
Empire.
3 ravens flying around him.
Okay, I know which one
And
you're
like
talking
I was
Ravens.
honestly,
Thor,
I was
Herald
really
of Galactus, basically.
I was
Yeah.
really surprised that Pat made this accusation because like how good Venom Magneto was, and
That's
Clay was
the
like, no,
hottest take.
Venom Magneto is going to be good forever, and
about.
he's
Free
good
TK is
forever.
an awesome thing, man.
Yeah.
Free TK with 8 range.
Yeah, A-range is insane.
It was
And
the
carry
leadership.
4.
Leadership,
And
carry
leadership.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
Everything
Super
about
sensitive
Venom
and can't be
Magneto.
targeted.
Yeah,
And
can be
35
targeted with
points.
Insane.
before. Yeah,
And 35 points.
He's just insane.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Huh.
Yeah.
He's like one of the most efficient figures ever made.
And that's
No,
why
100
and that's why Patrick doesn't play HeroClix anymore, because he
There with the Scott.
Because he bought all those Thors and he can't afford
because
it.
he doesn't want to admit that he was wrong. So I
Bought
told him
into the
to play
Thors.
HeroClix anymore. So,
Well, then I hope.
Are you trying to?
I hope in 2025 that when I'm proven wrong, I will tell you that I was wrong. But as of right now, I'll wait for a year.
I don't know.
think another
I don't
shout
just
is,
like
Elsa
Xanadu. I
Prime.
think she's dope.
Elsa Prime
Yeah.
I mean,
R.I.P.
Solid.
I mean,
mainboard
our
figure.
boy that's not
as
here.
like best
kinda took it to
figure of the
second
year.
place.
I mean,
I love that figure, but
I'm just saying, our boy here, Pidgeotto, did make second place in Worlds with it.
All right, but as the best figure of the year, what else was on his team? Was there a butterfly there?
I don't remember. I didn't build it.
feel like there
he
was.
had what? He had Genesis. He had double. He had double of the swap. What are they called? The Masters of Evil.
Master of Evils,
Or no, yeah, Master of Evil. And he had Mephisto. And did he have a Kong? No.
No, he fought against the Kong in the finals.
Played against the Kong and a Kale.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
tarot cards.
his whole thing
Like,
was like doing the double attack, like doing the
do
free
it-
attack,
doing
and then,
double
and
trick
then
arrows.
Yeah,
Double trick arrows.
exactly. Yeah, that was a sweet combo. Like that.
So yeah, I still Butterfly Kong, right? I think those are the two best figures
yeah,
of the year.
I agree.
The value in that Project Butterfly Iconics is
It's
just
insane. Yeah.
sick. It's like the only one that has multiple playable figures.
And it's still surprising that you can get that one pretty easily compared to like some of the other ones like Death of Superman, which is like ridiculously hard and expensive to get.
Somehow Lucky Dice just keeps getting them.
You know,
Where's my guy? Wait a
What is
second.
it? So
I just keep a Doomsday on my desk.
That's
I
fine.
love this.
That's fine.
I wish he was good.
Dude, no, he was actually a couple people played him at the Clix
he's
League West event. They I think if the form like the couple different teams, they would have done okay. But my mute point, best sideline game element.
Beetlejuice.
Conchu?
Beetlejuice.
Conchu?
I said Conchu.
That's okay.
All right, Clay.
Clay's not going to
Conchu. I mean,
There it
Beetlejuice is a good piece, but has just shown up so late in the year. It's almost a farce to say that he did anything this year.
He put a lot of fear in people. We'll say that much.
100%.
Lots of bitches.
I think that's pretty much what he's done. Is he's just caused a lot of people to be scared for no really good reason.
By a lot
Like-
of brown
I love the
like
challenge,
Deadpool
the
says.
building challenge.
Are you brown
And
pants?
objectively, Conchu is not affected at all by Beetlejuice with the stealth and the prob.
And it's just like such a critical power. Like
Yeah.
Prod.
10
getting
points
prob on
and
any
prob on
team
a
is
team.
unbelievable. And that you can't unequip them. Like you're not getting Space Leod or Yondude, or you're getting it stolen by Prime Elsa. Like those are marginal gains, but like man, what a great power set. And it's free on so much good stuff.
Yeah.
Like that puts it over the top for me.
The option to be free on certain characters, right, is wild.
So separate from those, what do you think are the best butterfly options? Because that's kind of
Wonder Woman.
what the rest of the sidelines.
Death Metal,
space would
Elsa
be.
Bloodstone.
Elsa, Death Metal.
So if we want to go through like the best butterfly options,
Mern is
obviously
probably number one.
Yeah,
Right?
Mern.
Yeah, Mern. Yeah,
Mern.
I think it used to be number one. I don't know that it's number one.
I think Death Metal is probably better.
Realistically, you're gonna if you had to pick 3 figures for your sideline for butterfly, because that's pretty much the amount of real estate you'll give it. Is 3 out of your 6. Who are your 3?
Major
Definitely
Logan's
Death Metal and
definitely
Mern.
in that top 3 for a hot minute.
It
Space
used to
Ghost?
be, with Porters.
Space Ghost.
I love Space Ghost. I love Ace because she works so well with the butterflies.
But at the same time, with like Beetlejuice now being a thing, Ace is irrelevant.
She's not irrelevant. She has TK barrier and she gets a 12 attack when she does the mind control. I don't think that's irrelevant.
No, she doesn't get the bonus. Her so those are 2 separate mind control powers.
Really? Okay.
There are 2 different sources of mind control. It doesn't say when she uses mind control, she can do X, Y, and Z. It says when she uses this, she can do. Yeah, I've had this discussion with Nick.
When Ace uses it. Okay, yeah, got you.
So yeah, it's two separate sources of mind control. They don't combine. If you want the
not as good.
best single attacker to use with Butterfly, that's Harley Quinn from the Iconics. The duo pack, the
12
one that comes
attacker
with
with precision
You
strike.
said that
Yeah.
before. Wait, why?
12 attack precision strike. She has prob, she has super senses, shape change.
No, hard
So-
to kill her, and she hits hard.
No, the 12 raw precision
Yeah.
strike is the best you're gonna get
Yep, hits hard.
for an attacker for
She
the
does
mind
have
control.
prob and shape change. Okay, okay. You convinced me.
No, like single-handedly, she is the best attacker for Butterfly. If you're just gonna go with I want to mind control you, that is my goal, right? You go
Like
boom
it.
boom, you send them over mind control, right? Because sense is scary.
Hmm.
And then
I like it a lot.
yeah, she's good. What else? She also has Batman Enemy if you want to see her some stuff from behind.
I'm trying
Yes,
to look
let's
at some of my other teams.
What about the best bystander, friends?
Timebreaker.
Weasel.
Weasel.
I think Timebreaker's better.
Timebreaker
Yeah.
was probably better for like a month or two,
Before the
but
errata.
before then the errata hit, and I think Weasel jumped him.
So there's two new ones that I really like in the Black Panther set.
Manifold
There's
Manifold's
Manifold, which
insane.
has the barrier and prob, right?
and TK.
And
that's
what's the one that has
attack.
leadership? The Timu or TU?
Tetu or something like that.
Tetu?
Yeah,
He has leadership, right?
yeah. Getting it on any team's great.
Yeah.
So 15-point leadership is very good.
Another one is Shield Operative for 10 points.
Shield op, right?
'Cause it
So
gives you
adding those three compared to Weasel, which gives you +3 stats, right?
Yeah, he
for
gives
10
you attack,
points.
range, and damage.
Do those other three top Weasel for 10 points? I don't
I
know, man.
do
I don't
not
think so.
think so, and here's why. Weasel provides something unique, right? The attack, the range, and then enhancement. Great, that's unique.
Passive
to
attack and range.
specifically him, right? That's just unique to him. Whereas you could get all those powers that we stated on other characters outside of the Pogs. Now maybe the Pogs were the cheapest way of doing it, right? But we have figures such as like Perdegaton, who's 20 points. That does a lot more than just Tetu for leadership, right? He has, Prob and TK and all that fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
You have other barriers and TKers and
Yeah, you have
Probs. There's
sources to
options.
mix and match in other ways, right?
There's options, right? Those Pogs, people are really only wanting them because they let you get it on your team that does not have the keywords.
100%. No, I'm on board with
Yeah.
that.
But that's
And
why I'm
that's
saying the difference is why
the
Weasel's
leg up
top.
matters. So Weasel, we all agree. Best equipment of 2024.
Trick arrows.
Trick arrows.
Trick arrows.
And it got better when they gave him a second arsenal.
So
So dumb.
obviously, trick arrows from next phase was better.
Yep.
They're more offensive.
I'd say by
I'll
and
say that
large,
much.
yeah.
By and
I would say
large, they're
more
better.
offensive.
Because it's the big, it's
Too dangerous.
too dangerous, and what's the other one? The
The action token one?
USB.
I think I usually play
mean,
too big and one
Yeah.
too dangerous.
Most people don't
But
play
man,
the
the
other
mind
ones.
control and the nth metal from
Yes, I was gonna say, what two do you think from Masters? It's the nth and the mind control one, right? It's not even mind control.
No, there's
It's
there's
not
three
even
of them.
mind control.
There's three of them that I like from
And the
from
knockback one?
Masters. Not the knockback one.
Oh no,
Sort of-
no, the one that sends them back to their starting area.
No, the one that says no attack and no move powers, because that hoses
Okay.
so
I agree
many
with you, Patrick.
characters.
Yeah,
so
that's
many
gross.
people that
Mm.
hose.
Okay,
Right.
I'll have to look
You
at
don't
that.
have
What's-
move and attack anymore. Go hose yourself. You're out of range. Put
Good.
that on a Hadari and hit 3 people that way and watch them cry. Ugh.
Mm.
Yeah, too funny. All right. I think that covers kind of all the best of the best that we kind of care about. Oh, what about maps? Maps. What do you think the best maps?
Well, I'm sure almost none of us have it, unless we all bought it or found a way of trading for it. Probably Brock's Bunker.
No, I don't own that shit.
Uh,
I did,
I don't have it
however,
either.
on the last bid, I raised it up to $225 when it was only at 85. No, excuse me. I
Nice.
raised it up to $125 when it was only
Woof.
at like 85. And I was, because I was like the last minute bidder. I'm like, well, there you go, Jay. It got you like an extra $40.
Nice. I will say I really like, I think it was called the Temple. That's the one I was playing in a lot of the events down here when I was playing Thanos for Silver Age, because one of the things that has been true for most of my HeroClix career is that most people have a difficult time working on multi-tiered maps.
Which is the temple?
That's the one that it's got the indoor at the very top, and that's on level 3, like level.
That is so
Three.
funny because I thought that was the worst map they made.
Oh,
That's
I know
okay.
what that is. I know what you're talking about. Like you get the wrong side, you're like fucked, right?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So if you pick this map, like I played it with Legacy Thanos, I didn't care what side I had, but I played a figure that did not care, right? So like my pick for like map for me is this year. But if you're saying like Patrick, what was the best map of the year? Right, that's tough because that's player preference and team preference.
So my personal preference was probably Bloodstone Maze. I think was the best map
Yeah, I like Bloodstone Maze
because I don't feel it was a reprint,
That's true.
and it had a good design. Like it was something the format needed.
I'll
Especially
also
with
throw
Endor.
in there. I really enjoyed Apocalypse,
That was a close one, honestly.
but that would follow the same thing that Clay said. If you get the wrong side, you're really hosed.
I like
Yes and
Sentinel
no.
Factory.
That's a good one too.
I was gonna say they
I
need
really
to make
like
more indoor maps.
Indoor.
That's not rock.
Yeah. You need
Because-
one in your repertoire, and I think Sentinel Factory was great. Like either direction you put somebody on, there's an opportunity to cut up the map
Mhm.
and block access. So
Atlantis
thought
would be
that one
another
was
really
really
good one
good.
too, because there's so many good fishes now.
That was
like,
notorious
give
last
fish-
That was not this
2023,
year.
mate. Be gone, thought.
What?
Vibranium mines.
Atlantis
should have
Throne
been-
Room was not this year,
Atlantis
Patrick.
was notorious, buddy.
Yeah, it was
Is it?
notorious. Yes, it
Oh,
is.
I thought you said best map of the year, not best map made in 2024.
No,
is
yes,
the
of
best
2024. We're going everywhere. Anything that came out in 2024.
Just making sure. That's why I'm clarifying.
I thought that
Vibranium mines should have been like a great map,
Indoor.
and then they clearly
Yeah.
messed up when they printed it and called it outdoor instead of indoor.
Yep.
Who has?
Yeah.
Because I'm not unfamiliar with any mines that are.
No, like that's a
Outdoors.
reprint, right?
Right.
I'm 99%
so
sure that
stupid, dude.
it's not.
It is a
Nah.
it is similar to an older map. Put it that way.
What map is it similar to?
It should have been at the very least indoor outdoor.
Take me to the HC units page that was a reprint because HC maps because I know Clay has all those.
I
I've
have
never
no
seen
idea.
it before.
Like I feel like they had. To
I feel like
reprint
I've played on it before though.
I literally bought that play at home kit because I saw mines and I was like, oh great, another indoor map. And then I got it. I was like, the fuck, outdoor?
It should have been the map that everybody was that everybody wanted because it was finally an accessible indoor multi-elevation blocked up map, and then
Yeah.
they hosted. The other thing that was so weird about it was like the you get this like it was one of the two maps that they gave you for the release day op kit.
Yes.
The other one was I think it was Little Mogadishu. What was it? What was it? It was I think
Is it in the
so.
game day or is it the play at home kit?
It was in the release day kits that
Oh, what's that?
that most
Black
the-
Panther.
yeah, for Black Panther. So it's like, the map that you play with your sealed games. And it's this set where like half the set or 2/3 of the set has stealth. And the two maps they give you are one that has like 10 squares of hindering and another that has 0. It's like it was like such a bad choice.
Yeah.
Like
how do you print not one indoor map in a set, right? Not
Yeah.
one.
That's very true. Well, but WizKids has a track record of indoor maps.
No,
breaking
but like
their
if you're
game.
gonna print a double-sided map, have one indoor, have one outdoor. Like design-wise, for making it accessible and more enjoyable for players. If I just want to bring one map, one has indoor, one has outdoor, like I'm good. I'm happy.
Mhm.
Like casually, that makes it so much more accessible to players.
But that would mean they would have to spend money on research and development to make sure that the indoor map doesn't hose the game.
It's not that fucking hard.
I think this is
It's really not. Like,
Just
I see
saying.
how other
Just saying.
companies operate their games because I've been getting into other TCGs and I'm watching and learning how these other companies are doing things. And I see where I'm coming from, and I'm like, life is so much easier where I'm going. WizKids, like, I understand you're a small company, you have your struggles or whatever. Learn from other people. I'm sure if you reach out to other companies and say, hey, how can I do this better? I'm sure they'll help you. You know, people are nice in this world. It doesn't hurt to ask. Like, there's other people out there doing it so much better, more efficiently.
You know, Gamma is a thing. It's here in Nevada, in Reno every year. Meet your competition / people that live inside your own gaming environment world.
Like even with TCGs, they're not competition.
Yeah.
Because it's so different.
The people at WizKids definitely go to Gamma A. They definitely interface with and play other games. Like I know they are big fans of Magic and Pokemon. Like they know how these games work. The people running WizKids are not dumb people.
I just see the efficiency and then they don't have the errors and the lack of street dates. Like they have street dates. Like I already had to pre-order and lock in my stuff for like, what was it, June? For like One Piece, right? And like they're gonna hit that street date. Like they're not gonna miss that street date.
I mean, let's be honest. It's way easier to manufacture cards than it is
totally
miniatures.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure.
How long have they been doing this?
What?
How long have they been doing this? They manufacture other miniatures.
They're
I don't
totally
know.
reliant
I think
on
they're trying to get.
third
I
parties.
think they do. I mean, they have every incentive to try to get those figures in the hands of players as quickly as possible.
I hear you.
I think they're.
But I don't know if they're this late with their D&D miniatures. I don't follow that because that's not my.
Isn't there like one at a time? Like
no,
they're
they do whole
singletons,
lines,
right?
So they do whole blind boxes of D&D miniatures too. Like they do bricks of blind boxes of D&D miniatures, and like there's this whole nother thing with it, right? I don't know if they're behind on that too, or is it just the HeroClix stuff? It's just like I've been seeing how other games function and how things work. It's frustrating. That's all I say.
I don't know. I feel like the Iconics always hit their street dates, and to me, the D&D stuff is handled.
No. So
Iconics way off too.
there was two.
Are
Iconics.
they?
Other way around, yeah.
There was 2 Iconics that they released this month on their website early that I wasn't allowed to sell until the 11th, and they had it on their website beginning of December.
Isn't that the Snow Globe that still hasn't come out yet?
It was the Superman and it was the Spider-Man. They released
it was the only one who had the Superman at the Atomic Comics event because he bought it from WizKids and they shipped it to him. No other stores had it.
I have 5 on the way. Because I could have had more earlier, but I missed it because all the holidays and stuff. So, but I have some on the way. But no, like my street date was the 11th for it. Like they released it on their website at the beginning of the month. Like I want to say on the 2nd. Which I was like, what's going on? Like I can't order this product until the 11th. Like I think even with the Trigon stuff, they released early too, which I didn't have a street date until like the 18th.
Yeah, since I have what other games do is they will, they create dates that are conservative. So those stores have the distributor and the even the stores have the product and they have to sit on it. And if they break street date, then they get in trouble.
For what are you talking about?
For
Magic.
TCGs. Yeah.
Magic's a good example. They usually get it a little earlier than like the street date, and they have to sit on it for like 2 or 3 days.
WizKids is trying to be as aggressive in getting product in the hands of people as they can, and that means they have harder time giving a specific date. That's my take. I don't
I mean,
know. That.
if
That's
comic book
I speculate.
companies
Like-
that are Alliance and Diamond, right? When we get a lot of our product through Alliance, can on a weekly basis
Yeah, like
get you the comic books for that week. It's either there's a problem with production and production is not meeting their timelines, right? Or shipping, because it ain't a problem with the distributor at that point.
Shipping definitely has been an issue.
Yep.
And I could also see, like, WizKids being a smaller company, a smaller product line, that they could get bumped for some of these other bigger things that make the company or their competitors more money.
I get that, but at the same time, how long have they been around for?
It doesn't mean that they're, just because they have been around a long time doesn't mean that they're making more money.
No,
No.
I agree with Clay on the money aspect and getting
on
bumped.
HeroClix than they were.
But if you've been around that long, you should either have connections to solve problems or you should have ways of getting around problems. Or if you can't, then you should have the time and the experience that now 25 years into the game, you don't have these problems.
At the same time,
that's the problem.
I get where Clay's coming from, where money speaks, and they're not throwing around the money that some of these other games or products do, so they get bumped.
Yep.
It's hard getting people into HeroClix. Like, I'm at the point where I call it like a smart person game, because like you have to be highly intelligent or somewhat to play this game. Like, it's not an easy game to pick up and maneuver and play well, right? Otherwise, you get burnt out and you get tired of losing.
And it's expensive.
It is expensive. Like, I was looking at some of the One Piece decks that are competitive. It's like $200 for like a top tier deck. I'm like,
that's a
dude,
Hadari.
that's like not even, that's a Conchu, not even a Conchu, right? I'm like, let's go. And then the pricing's better. Like that's the issue where I'm seeing with a lot of the games is the price support. The pricing's better. Like, you go and you win some packs or you win some cards, and like if it's a high level event, like top 32, top 64 cards is like $150 card, $200 card, right?
But the nice thing about it is, I'll use your example with One Piece. Their top tier cards are not exclusive to them. They're just different art.
Oh, dude, no. So no, what I love about One Piece is you can get the basic card and it plays the same as like the special art card, right? So they have these manga cards that's like anywhere from like $500 to like $3,500, right?
Boy.
What do you have there?
It's one of them.
Which manga is that one?
It's Suru.
Nice.
It's a top tier of tournament card.
So like it's crazy, right? I get HeroClix is not going to hit that price point, but I think the structure and how they could do the tournaments could be a little more organized, a little more official, and I think they have room to grow and progress into that more organized play that they used to do monthly. They used to kind of support the monthly play. They used to do, if your store is doing well, we're going to throw you an event. And I think some of the individual people that are running circuits are finding the stores that do that.
And let's be honest, WizKids is trying to get back.
No, and they are being supported by WizKids.
From
so
a
those
year
stores
ago, like it's night and day.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
Like we have so many events coming up in the next few months. Even I'm like, man, I can't go to all this stuff.
I ain't making it to Florida, that's for sure.
Are you trying to go to the Champion Clix?
I'm hoping to, yeah.
I'm hoping to too.
He's a VIP celebrity. He has to go.
That's true.
I thought the prize support at some of our local events being co-sponsored by WizKids, I thought that was pretty solid, actually. Getting the Con LEs in there.
No, 100%. But that's
seems like it's
7 hours
in the
from
right direction. Yeah,
I just want justice for Cantu right now.
And like I said,
Cantu?
like I have a great opportunity. Like David has given me a great opportunity with this Champion Clix Regional. I'm very excited to host it, and I hope that we get as many players as possible and we get a lot of travelers. So that'll keep the events coming this way. If we can get big numbers, like they'll keep giving us events. So
just trying to butter me up to come up and then freeze again like last time.
Dude, it's gonna be cold. I promise you, it's gonna be cold.
Toughen up. Dude, I'm there all the time now. It's not that bad.
He wants to hard sell me with some hand warmers again.
Yeah, I mean,
Free
if you guys
hand
are coming
warmers
out
with
to
every
the
entry.
champion Clix, dress warm, dress warm.
Dude, too good.
Where
But
the
like I
hell
said,
is Cantu, man? That's a great
Huh?
question. Where the hell
Justice
is
for Cantu and Mantis. Where the heck are these guys?
dang, way to
Yeah,
sidestep the
it is
conversation.
weird that we're seeing so like they made so many con LEs for 2024 that they're now the con LEs for 2025.
Well, I'm like,
yeah,
like they could have hooked Dave up with a lot of these too, right? Like they dicked him on the first one, which could have been one of those cool ones, and that would have been a great kickoff. Like, dude, I'm super excited for Black Adam. He actually looks very playable, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's sick.
and
I love
Hawkeye's
the
coming.
DCs.
Yeah, it's funny. It's just funny that we're seeing more new unreleased, unpreviewed figures, and they still haven't released the ones that they previewed earlier this year.
You're like,
I
what about
just
these guys?
because the collector number is all 24 Marvel 24 DC 24, and they're being released into 2025, and we know that there's still like half a dozen to a dozen of these figures coming.
Yeah, that haven't even been seen, right?
Just due to the gaps in the numbering. Like, so where, so are there just going to be no M25 DC 25 figures,
Yep.
or are they just
No 25s. We just skipped the year. You don't forget about it. We're going straight to 26.
I mean, they did skip 21.
They do that. I get like they've done
Or
it
no,
in the
sorry, they
past.
skipped 22. There were tons in 21. They skipped 22.
Well, they didn't have any DC 20. They didn't have any. No, they did have DC 20. They had DC 19. I don't think they had DC 18.
Tons of 19, 20.
What about 18s, 17s?
Yeah, tons of 17, 18. Yeah.
And then some of those were
16,
impossible
yeah.
to get. Like what? Constantine and Zatanna and the Superman from like the mystical one. Like, how do you get that guy?
I think I have a few.
The Power Man Iron Fist.
Yep, that's another one.
Yeah, that's a hard one to get.
Spider-Man. Yeah, that was really hard to get.
Was that the Spider-Man?
Luckily, they're not good. So.
What is it? Multiverse one? No.
Was that the one with like the 6 arms with the new name or something like that?
No, that's Doppelganger. That was from 20.
No. It was like
19?
a Venom black suit guy who had multi arms. That was part of that like Spider-Man one.
They also handed out a bunch of. There was like Deadpool and Wolverine and Multiple Man. They handed out a bunch of these randomly at Worlds this year, and those.
The Mummy. Where did this guy come from? Joker Goon.
Yeah, it was like it was a bag of goon, bag of what else? Wolvies, bag of bag of star fights, and bag of Spider-Man was a 2024 2024 Marvel DC starter, but the goons and there was the Hulks or something. Like there's some other ones. Like it's weird. There's so much weird stuff. Like that's
I got the Spider-Mans if anyone need those.
Dude, I got tons of Spider and Star fights.
Yeah.
Holler at a player.
Oh, hey, wait. One more best of the year I wanted to add in here. What's the favorite or best legacy?
Ooh.
Panther.
What was that?
Black Panther.
Panther's
a good choice.
Because so it was
Love
next phase.
too.
So look at it. Next phase didn't have any.
Nope.
Deadpool, Wolverine. Masters of Time had some, right? And Black Panther.
Masters of Time would be like if you
Tim
did
Hunter.
that set, it would be like
Tim Hunter.
Starro.
Oh, Star Legacy.
Yeah, Starro.
Starro.
And that one was super accessible. I mean, the card itself was very.
It was
accessible.
Yes. I'm also
wasn't that the online exclusive?
No, it was.
Yes, it was. It was the online exclusive.
But you could still get
it. It was in the play at home kit. Yeah, it was $15.
Yeah, just go on the website and go, here's $15, WizKid. Don't buy anything else with it.
As a
wait a month or
retailer,
two to get it.
as a retailer, why would you not give the better one to the retailers?
Okay, fair.
They gave you the more accessible one with the dying star guy because that was a figure you could actually have had. Starro was an actual tournament figure.
So
I don't know.
They had them in stock, so you can buy them from them.
But couldn't you get the Batman though? And this one came with the chimp.
This was a chimp one, yes. Because I
Anyways,
remember I had to order
Star
extra.
Starro's the winner.
Yeah.
Black
My-
Panther hasn't been out long enough to.
Well,
Yeah.
my question
Starro-
for Jeff
Dope.
was the retail one the chimp or the Batman?
Batman.
The Batman was the better figure, though. You got the one that had the better
No,
figure.
the chimp was
that's more
100% better figure.
No! Gangster Batman that
Yeah.
just says free action, pick a power, you can't use it within X squares?
That chimp is amazing for animals. The chimp is amazing for animals because it gives you
The
two of the support powers that you can't get anywhere
Don't
else.
sleep on Gangster Batman. Jeez.
No, Gangster Batman's sick. And in fact, I wanted to ask as a follow-up, what was your favorite play-at-home kit figure?
Gangster Batman?
I don't play those figures.
Yeah,
Mine's
I
the
was like, I don't know
Deadpool.
what
You
those
take a
fucking
look at the
ones.
Deadpool. Take a look at Deadpool 098. Just do it real quick. Take a read.
Do I have to?
I'll read it to you. All right. So, he's 80 points. Got the team player ability.
How many points?
Trait is 80 points.
You
Just
lost
hear me
me.
out.
You lost me.
I know. Just wait. At the beginning
Oh
of the
my
game,
God.
for all friendly characters with this trait, give a mark token to the opposing to an opposing character when Deadpool KOs an opposing
Or
character
keep
with a mark
drinking.
token. Score 25 victory points and heal Deadpool 3 clicks. Okay, but he's an 8 running shot, 12 with a special attack, 18 with super senses, 3 with perplex. But his attack power is precision strike. When Deadpool hits, choose a power on the hit character's card. That character can't use that power until your next turn.
Like top notch.
Gangster Batman's 20
casual
points cheaper
figure,
and requires no.
I love that,
off the
man.
hit.
I'm trying to build around him. I think he's dope.
Because he's part of the shifting focus crew, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's the last one.
Yeah.
So 60 points. You get a guy that does the exact same thing that you want to do. You got to be a little closer. I will say that, right? He's 20 points less, right? But he also has Outwit too to go with it. And he just says, pick a power. You can't use it within X. Done. Way
Yeah,
better.
those are free actions.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but Black Panther and Despero exist. If you're so afraid of it, put it on
Also,
your team.
that
Hey,
Batman
hey.
has
Apparently you have to pay to
one
have those.
damage. It has 1 damage.
Yeah, if you want to do damage, switch to a different one.
Side
I'm just
note,
saying you gotta switch into him to use the free power that you won't be able to use.
He's not your
And
primary
then he has
attacker.
1 damage.
Oh my god. We just also said Weasel's like the best freaking Pog. Put that thing on your team, and now you do it too.
Now he's doing 2 with a
Shoot.
13 attack.
Yeah,
and
he'll
4
hit.
range.
All right.
He'll hit.
So
No
we've
movement
all
attack.
played a lot of events this year. What is the favorite team you've played this year at an event in 2024? I personally, for me, it was my Phoenix Sentinel team that got me 4th place. Like, thank you, Clay and Andrew, like for for that.
I really like the pre-nerf double Kong Blackheart
Yeah.
Ghost Rider
There you go. Okay.
team.
Yeah,
that's my jam, dude.
That team sung.
I enjoyed
I
playing
remember the
against
first
that.
time we practiced that team. Like, you just sat down, you looked at me, you're like, what the fuck do I do against this?
Yeah, I mean,
It
I
was-
remember trying it the first time, and I did it. I played so bad. It was like I could not. I kept like doing something with Kong, and then killing a bunch of stuff, and then thinking, oh, I can attack again. Oh no! It was like I had this like whole learning curve with Kong, and then the next time I played it, I had figured it out, and it was just
Dude,
run
and that's
over
when we
everyone.
still had big maps, and we had the Amit's Tomb, and
Yeah.
that was just a disgusting combination.
Oh, Ahmed's
Like-
tomb. We didn't even bring that up
Oh
for
my
best sideline game
God.
element. Like, that's disgusting.
I mean, that was my favorite one. I love that.
That thing don't
I love that
exist.
card. I love that.
But it didn't come out this year, so that's why I didn't.
It didn't come out.
Ooh, correct. They came out with the Moon Knight OP kits, which are no longer in the
Yeah.
warehouse.
Last year.
Let's see. I think my favorite one for this year would definitely be one of the teams I built, which I called Not Going First. And it was all about going with Cold Open, what's his face? Peacemaker.
Nice. There you
And
go.
just getting everyone to just move towards you. It was hilarious. Deathstroke, you made people take free damage.
Love it.
That's pretty sweet.
Hey, you
Brandon,
moved next to my Deathstroke.
camp-
What'd you do?
Your camo team?
I mean, I did win the bronze tournament at the beginning of the year with it, but I'd say the favorite team I played was the celebrity team. The team was just so much fun. Like I got to
there
play
you go.
Kevin. That was just super cool. So like I had a lot of fun with that team, and it was just super awesome and lots of fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, that Bronze Age tournament win was just the win, and you're not going to get any qualification.
I know. And I'll take the plaque.
Yeah, reality is not as we want it to be.
Who cares about all? I'll take the plaque.
What was your favorite or best event you went to this year?
Actually, my favorite one was States. I loved States.
Yeah.
I loved playing Silver.
I
love the different meta. Like, even though I got smoked by Clay's Dark Side in the top 4, I still loved my team too.
So did you have more fun at Silver than you did at Worlds?
Be careful, there people are listening.
Yeah, I mean, in terms, like, I definitely had more fun playing my Silver team than I had playing my Modern team.
Okay.
But
that's cool.
Love Team Worlds. I mean, if there was like one format I could play forever, it would be.
Was that your favorite event? Was Team Worlds?
I love Team Sealed. I just love any sealed format. Like, I'm primarily a Magic player actually, and I just love draft. Like I draft all.
I will definitely.
Do you still play current Magic? Like, are you up to date with stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
I just won 4 booster boxes on their open event.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna ping you. We're gonna work something out because I need to know about the 8.
My favorite event this year was the last Battle Royale that I played at Worlds, where I got to kick Clay's ass.
The revenge.
The revenge trip.
Tour.
Oh my.
It was the glorious end to the Heroclix year. Being able to scream like a Tuscan Raider across the room, getting sweet revenge.
Oh man, you just sat down at the table and you gave me the evil eye, and I'm like, I am fucked.
That was the best game.
Hey, you know what? I found some cool teammates, so it worked out. Like, we made top 16. It was cool.
Yep. I got to see old Roland come out in Team Worlds. That was another one I really enjoyed.
Nice. There you go.
That stink eye, like, what the hell's going on? Like, oh man, calm down. Here's a PB&J.
Yeah, I definitely think, for me personally, it was the main event at Worlds where, I got 4th place. That was so fucking cool. I kept saying, I was like, I can't believe I'm here.
I just got to repeat this year.
Keep going first. That's all that matters.
Yeah. So I'm hearing is you're gonna play Time Stealers then.
It seems like a poor choice.
You said keep going first, right? That's a pretty easy way of guaranteeing it.
I'm just gonna put all the cosmic balance of karma of me getting good karma before I go. I'm a good person. I deserve to go first.
You just have to find a way to rationalize that 50 points for Supernova, and you'll be okay because him and Perdegaton will at least give you a +2.
I'm just gonna, I'm just heart of the dice, baby. Heart of the dice. Gonna go first every time.
Heart of the dice.
You go Despero, Supernova, Perdegaton. There's a +3, and we're going past, right?
Yeah. I think Brandon, what was your best event in Clay, right? You guys were the 2.
Go, Brandon.
Dude, I don't know. I didn't play a lot of events this year, to be honest with you.
So then, what was your favorite? Like, just hanging out, having a good time, just like fun.
Probably States.
States, yeah. States would be a close second because that was a 2-day event. Like, it worked out well.
Man, I really liked the Champion.
You've done a lot of.
Open
I was gonna say you've done a lot of events this year.
And the Rock Cup. Previously I would say Worlds, and Worlds was fine, but I don't know. There's just something about the other 2 events that were just much more intimate. I was able to just meet and hang out with people a lot more, I guess. Champion Clix was fun because we did the team seal, the 3v3. I don't know. But there's something really nice about the Heroclix for Huntington's Rock Cup event too. So I don't know. I'm torn between the two. I can't pick one. Sorry.
Yeah, give it to charity
dude.
then.
I think, dude, I'm jealous you got to go to those. Hopefully this year with the new job, I'll be in a better situation to make it out there and hang out with you guys.
Hope I get to go again. We'll see.
Oh, spicy things.
All right. I think as for year goes, I think that kind of covers everything.
So then, one more question.
Yes, sir.
What are you guys looking forward to the most for next year?
Going to Worlds
Just
for the first time.
You're gonna go, Brandon?
Hopefully.
Dude, save like $2,000.
Well, I mean, as long as I keep working, dude.
Oh, just like I said, save like $2,000. You'll be good.
I mean, you guys live in a sketch area of town. I mean, I'm sure there's back alleys, right?
No, Brandon lives in a very nice area.
You got soft hands.
Oh,
You got a pretty mouth, son.
I didn't take it that far.
Oh my goodness.
No, so there's the 3 sets we have lined up is Collector's Trove, which we all kind of felt was like a womp womp sad bear, with the small setness and the extra boosters. So we have Spider-Man and the Smash set,
And the Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
the Green is it Green Lantern or Black
Lantern
Lantern set?
Legacy?
It's Lantern Legacy or Lantern Core.
Is that
It's Lantern Legacy. That
so?
sounds like fun.
That's in theory the next set
That's
after
the
the
world
Smash
set.
set, right?
Ooh.
That means,
I think that's the set that comes out at Worlds.
so
Like
then
next.
objectively,
Spiritual successor
yes.
to Worlds
that'd be
Light.
insane.
So for one, that's not up for pre-orders for me. What's up for pre-orders is the 3 I listed, which is Collector's Trove, Spider-Man, and the Smash set, right?
Yep.
Out of those 3 that are up for pre-order, I think the Smash set with the Juggernauts, but I think the Lantern set will top that 100%.
I
Like,
think
I think
Lantern
the-
Legacy is going to be really good.
I think the Lantern set's gonna be. I think it's gonna have a lot of Warlight feels, and
Yep.
we're gonna be very happy with it.
Start trying to find those old War Light figures now before
Yeah,
their
there's going to be a
prices
lot
spike.
of Legacy cards, bro.
Dude, I've had 2 people hit me up for Curse of Warlight within the past month. I
You
was
can't
like,
give that stuff away sometimes. So much of War of Light.
you would be surprised.
Ugh.
Hey, you have Warlight, Patrick? I'll take it. All of it.
I mean, maybe. I
take
got
it.
plenty of closets still filled with Heroclix.
Well, I understand Yopoko's a little closer to you, and he's more convenient to sell your Heroclix to.
Yep.
Um,
But you're my
But-
main squeeze, baby.
no, apparently not, because you're going behind my back.
I gave him the crap
selling
that's
to my
all-
boy.
He only gets the trash. You get
He was happy with it.
I mean, he can take whatever he wants from it.
Yeah. So Clay, I know you were curious, but yeah, back to selling Heroclix.
Cool. Good for him.
Back in the game for singles at least. I don't know. You keep bugging him. He may come out and play.
He has
Time
to
for
admit that Venom Magneto is a better figure than Thor. So
Yeah.
Are you gonna go to the Champion Clix event in Vegas, Clay, on February 22nd?
probably not. Dude, there's just
Road trip out there, dude.
it's so much. There's so much going on with my kids every single freaking weekend. I have a hard time getting to the other side of LA to do an event. So
You're such a good dad.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
You're
sure
a good
my
dad.
wife and children would disagree, but
Dude,
You know what? Then come hang out with your Heroclix children. I'm sure Pidgeotto
Like-
would love it.
Clay, objectively, I guarantee you are better than 85% of fathers out there.
I
Dude,
can
no.
agree. I can confirm
No,
that. Some of the
I
people I've met.
guarantee you, the fact that you feel that you do not do enough, I can guarantee you're already doing more than most people.
yeah, my wife is a pretty great mom. That's
No, but that's not the
the pill.
argument. That's not the argument we're
Say it
having.
a
We're
little
talking about
louder. The door's closed.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, Clay, that's
Go
not the
ahead.
argument we're
I
having.
mean,
The
someone
argument
is
we're having
peeking
is about
behind
you
your
being
door right
father.
now.
It's true.
I'm
Oh,
just
the door
saying,
creeped open. Oh my god.
Yeah.
my wife is such a good mom that she makes me look like a good dad. We'll just say that.
No, dude, and that's what a great team is, like 100%. But
She
like I
listens to
guarantee,
our podcast.
like I guarantee you, the fact that you feel you're not doing enough, you're doing more than most fathers are.
But not as much as some.
Dude, no, but the fact that is someone is always
15%.
going to be better than you out there, right? Like obviously, I only got 4th place at Worlds. Like there's obviously someone better than me out there. Nick only got 2nd place.
Yeah, that's
Dylan-
called first loser.
Dylan, obviously, no one's better than him, right? Like he got 1st place at Worlds. So
So he's the luckiest man in the world.
that's fair, especially
Tarot
with the full. But at the same time, like objectively, there's always someone better than you out there, and like thinking
Like we need to
someone
have
else is
corner right
like,
now, like
what is it?
stage
What's
advice.
what's the term? Something's the gift of happiness. Jealousy is the gift of happiness, or whatever, right? Is what I think I'm trying to think of. Or that's not what is it?
This will bug you later.
Is the enemy of the good.
What is it?
Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good.
It was something else I'm thinking of. It'll come to me later. But moving
Got a
on to
message
Black
later.
Panther and Despero, I'll come up with a philosophical answer later. But Despero and Black Panther have a specific interaction. I'll actually bring up. Oh, did I lose the page? That's rude.
Rip, Jeff.
There it is. Let me pull it up. So there was a discussion that was brought up on one of the Heroclix rules pages that I found a little confusing.
Perturbing, maybe.
Perturbed.
I was perturbed when I read it.
A little bit. All right, let me share my screen. That's what I want to share. All right. So Martin Norden, December 28th at 9:44 a.m. asked, does Legacy Black Panther 058 absolute authority at the beginning of the game? You may choose up to 2 game elements on your opponent's sideline. Game elements chosen for this trait can't be brought into the game or use sideline active effects. So does it prevent the effect of Avatar of Tarwit? Sideline active during force instruction may be 10 points to choose another friendly character to be Tarwit's avatar. If the chosen character has Herald, pay 0. The character can use whatever. The question is, this game, can Tarwit's avatar use support and outwit and also score the points paid with this character's trait when they're KO'd? So we go to the comments. We're going to go to all comments. Top comment, Mr. Aaron Morgan says, avatar powers are granted this game. So if you tried to shut off Khonshu, the avatar would still have stealth and paw, but you wouldn't score the 10 points. And they could technically be equipped after the game starts. So does this also count towards Chthon? Mr. Norton asked. And they said if you choose Chthon, it would shut off his trait. But like Aaron said, the +1 part is this game effect, so it would only take away the part that deals the damage. Jay Patel agrees. Yeah, that seems kind of crazy. What are your guys' thoughts?
That is, you know what? I'm sure somewhere, someone read a rule on a line somewhere, and it makes sense. But to me, as an individual, that is the dumbest, most idiotic answer that could come out of that, because what you just did via that statement is say, don't bother getting a Black Panther, don't bother getting a Despero, because unless you care about saying no to like Beetlejuice or the upcoming cards specifically, you have just limited those characters, because that is not the spirit of the figure that was created. And you know what? Sometimes cards, characters in any game, not just HeroClix, the ability of a card or a specific character trumps overall basic rules. That is a rule across so many games that
No,
I don't
100%.
know why HeroClix doesn't have that in there. And it would, I'm going to state it right now that if they don't change this, this is the most asinine thing that's out there. And you know what? Rules lawyer, congratulations, you win. But at the end of the day, I'm going to also tell you to go fuck yourself, right? And that's just how I feel about it.
So rules as written, 20.3 durations. You can see the bullet point highlighted. For the rest of the game, this game is a duration that means until the end of the current game and is assumed to include the phrase even if lost, is what this specific ruling is coming from. So rules as written, that I believe is how it is.
Yep. Yeah, they are legally correct. Congratulations. Technical wins are always the best kind of wins, right?
I do believe, of course, the intent of the figures and the legacies and of the legacy figure and Despero is to not have this happen. I do believe there needs to be a win clarification, hopefully sooner than later, that they can clean this up, because it is kind of a big thing.
This is just a rules by some random person. I don't know who Aaron Morgan is, right?
Well, I'm just saying. So Aaron's a
legit
guy.
I'm not
He's
saying
a legit guy. He's head judge of
I'm not saying.
Right?
I'm going to pretend that I'm just a HeroClix player in the middle of nowhere.
Sure.
I don't know who Aaron Morgan is. It's not a win, so it doesn't count at the end of the day. So your local judges rule it how you see fit. And if you see fit as like, hey, you know what? This is the spirit of the figure. Rule it that way. And don't give anyone give you shit about it, because it's your venue, your judge. Just make sure it's written somewhere until it's winned. And then when WizKids make a decision on it, then we can all have like open discourse, hopefully with WizKids, to say how they were right? Or thanks for fixing that, to make sure that these figures actually run the way that they were intended to run, or at least say, no, that's how we wanted to do it, and here's why, and that'd be okay too.
So if you were,
I think there's already enough of a limitation on their effect in terms of, like, Black Panther and Despero having to go first to prevent somebody from swapping, right?
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Like, I think that is a perfectly fine interaction, because it rewards you for building theme, prioritizing, winning initiative, over not getting to choose map, or just over the broadness of the figures that you can build from. But this interaction just doesn't make sense to me. If you are removing the sideline active trait effectively that is granting those powers, that the effect shouldn't.
If you can't use the effect, then the effect is blank. It's not there, right? You don't get half the ability.
I think that's the spirit
of the other half, right? So if I Black Panther it, I screw myself out of 10 points, and I make sure your guy doesn't get damage. That's stupid.
And allow them to equip themselves.
Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. That's saying you can have your cake and eat it too, because I didn't know what was going on.
Especially now with the ability to, like, just create vibranium armor out of nowhere.
Dude, yes.
Like, that's actually a relevant interaction.
No, very true, Andrew. Thank you for bringing that up. Like, the vibranium armor is now very common equipment that can just come in. It's wild. So that definitely. So if you were a judge, hypothetically, at an event, how would you guys rule this?
You turn it off. It's as if it's not there. But if you kill my Panther, you get it back. You can still assign it. You can assign it to the character, and then when you erase the power's erased, it's still assigned to you. You get no effect for it. But if you kill my Black Panther or Despero, it unlocks it from jail, and now you get all the powers back.
So you're saying you don't get the super sense of shape, or you don't get the prob stealth from Khonshu.
You assign it so it belongs to X figure, but because my Panther says you can't use this, it's still connected to him, right? Cool. Okay. Kill my Panther. Now you get it back.
You get it back. 100%. I'm on board with that. That seems fair.
Yep.
That's how I thought it worked.
That's where I think most people with common sense thought how it worked, compared to probably some rule for some random thing.
But HeroClix isn't a common sense game. Like, it's never been.
We know. But we know that rule was probably put in there for some random figure 10 years ago, and it's just been sitting in the rule book since.
So there are precedents in this game too, where, like, Dr. Thing, for example, which I think I brought up at the beginning of the call, like, it says specifically he needs to be on his starting click in order for his effect to
be in effect.
Excuse me. Yeah. I'd like to go a step further and not only have the clarification that Black Panther prevents any of the effects of those traits, the sideline active traits, but also that his effect persists even after he dies. But that's totally selfish.
No, I don't think he needs that part. Not for 30 points. Not for 30 points. Right.
Yeah, because I read the Black Panther card and it just says that they can't be brought in. It doesn't say for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Like this game, it just said the game elements shows if this trait can't be brought into the game, or you saw that active effects.
Once he dies,
once he dies, it definitely should have access.
Same with Despero then too, right?
Correct.
So, Brandon, you're saying the same as Patrick then, right?
Yes, I agree with Patrick.
Andrew?
Yep, totally agree.
All right, Mr. Silent.
I was just being greedy.
I mean, guys, sorry, what is the question? Is it
so if
you
if
agree
you
with
were
the ruling, or
if you were a judge at an event, how would you rule the Black Panther?
Sorry, what's that?
So if you were a judge at an event, how would you rule the Black Panther Despero interaction?
Yeah, I would probably rule that. I think that the ruling that they have online is correct, because at the beginning of the game is a trigger that triggers because it's sideline active, and that trigger will persist for the duration of the game, regardless of whether or not you turn off the sideline active part.
So rules as written, you're going with it then, yeah?
Unless they make a change, but I think that's the right way to play it. Which by the way, does not make Black Panther a worthless figure.
No,
please sell me your Black Panther Legacy card at a.
But none of us have said that he's worthless. We just said it made him less, because it was, you can still pick one shots, but they haven't come out yet, right? And you can still pick Beetlejuice, right? I mean,
and you can still pick
for that,
and you can still stop.
And
Butterfly
potentially swap
in or out, backing out.
Right? If you go first for the butterfly option, though, that's
so you can swap it from stopping out, and you can swap it from stopping back in.
Yes, you can stop the Batmans too.
Yes.
Right, but like realistically,
no, you can't stop the butterfly
Batmans don't have
swap
sideline
altogether, because this says
Batman sit on your
choose
sideline.
up to 2 game elements on your opponent's sideline. So you can't stop a butterfly from swapping at the beginning of the game. You can stop 2 of its options.
Correct. You can say like, hey, you should have 3 options, because if I have a Black Panther, if I pick your 2, then you're hosed.
Yep.
Or if they swap first, you can stop it from swapping back in.
Correct.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you just score the 60 points if you kill the guy.
And do they? But they do not lose the mind control, right? Because that's for this game, right?
Let's
see. But if they're dead, it doesn't matter, right? Oh, you're saying like if I say you can't use it on the sideline, do you lose all the effects of it?
Because it says for this game they can use this.
Yes, they would still have that because of the rules as written would state that. Yes.
Wild.
Right. So you just don't get to swap. The point in all of the butterfly.
So complicated.
Yeah.
Dude.
No. I'm gonna say it this way. No basic store judge, right?
No.
Would have ruled it that way. Right? So if you asked 100 judges, right, that said, hey, someone came up to you with this question, how are you ruling it? I'm gonna say 95% of them, 95% of them are going to say, no, you don't get to use anything that's associated with that thing, right? Mm-hmm. That's common sense. I get it, though. Heroclix is not common sense, right? We've known that for years, and there's plenty of rules lawyers in our game, right? I think there's actually a lot of lawyers in our game, to be honest, which is not a bad thing, right? But, right, for the majority of players, they're going to be like, this is dumb.
Like I said earlier, high-level Heroclix is a smart person game.
Yep, you're not wrong. That's why
it's a bold statement, but it is like it's hard thinking game. It's so many different micro decisions, so much different thinking what your opponents think, like analyzing what your opponent's doing to how to counteract. Like the level of thinking you have compared to like TCGs, so different. It's wild.
It feels like a lot of this, though, is an information dissemination problem. It's not that you have to be the person like figuring this out, but you do have to be in the right circles, in the right groups to
100%.
know that it's a thing. And that's the problem. Like, that's the real problem.
Let's be honest.
It should be this type of information should be very easily accessible for everybody. And yes, you can say that it's there on the win, but oftentimes, man, it's buried.
Which is why I feel what Aaron did, what he did. Like, he wasn't doing it to like be rude or negate anyone. He's like wanting to share information, which is why I don't think anyone questioned him. Like, I'm pretty sure all the other big judges are in that group and no one questioned it. So obviously,
and I mean, until like there is an official ruling on the win, you kind of have to go based on what the literal rules are as written, not 100% the intent. So
no, and that's always been the issue with HeroClix is there's the intent of what we know they're trying to do, but rules as written doesn't work with what they were trying to do. Like, there's this huge disconnect between the game designers, the rules people. Like,
no, there's
quick tangent.
Not true. So the rules, the game designers and the rules people are in many cases the same people. The problem is that there's a disconnect between the different designers.
Yeah,
that's
and
where
let's be honest. If you were a judge and someone came up to you in an event, you're not spending 30 minutes to find rule 40.01, right?
No.
You're not doing that.
Right? Control F.
And even
just
then,
listen to this podcast.
When you do Control F, you'll still have like 30 different options for it, right? And it's just be a shit show. So you just be like, nope, this makes sense. It just makes sense.
Quick tangential question. For Despero, if you use him as a butterfly swap option, do you miss his beginning of game trigger?
100%.
To pick a sideline.
100% emoji.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Because he came in during the beginning of game effects. He does not get beginning of game effects.
You only get one beginning of game trigger.
Yep.
Like, you only get one beginning of turn trigger. So if you get someone that goes giant, they don't get the willpower.
Yes.
Makes too much sense.
So I would say this, though. The thing that I feel like my heart bleeds for is that poor son of a bitch that just bought a Black Panther and the Legacy card for like $220 on eBay, right, for Christmas. And they're like, yay, now I get to be competitive. And then they find about this and they go, no. Right?
No, they still did the right thing, because the reason they're buying it is Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I was like, why does Andrew feel personally attacked?
That's all of us, right?
I'm just saying.
So like,
that person is going to feel less. Right.
So I had a stockpile of those figures, so I was okay.
Yes, you can't control that. I get
but
that.
But the Legacy figure I had to go out and buy.
Jeff feels okay because I bought it from Jeff.
Right.
I got lucky.
But I feel like what
the rest of them sold for like $15.
Is remember they used to do those spotlight articles where they spotlit like new cool things that were coming in. I think that was like a couple years ago. They were doing that a lot. All they had to do is do one of those. Like, oh, look at Despero. He does this really cool thing. Let's explain how that interacts.
I don't think they knew how it interacted. I don't think they understood. I don't think they understood the rules as written.
Right. If you don't understand how your own game works, just go out.
The ramifications of what Beetlejuice was going to do when they said no free actions.
That's fine, but they would have known about one shot though.
You know, the rules the rules are generally pretty good. It's just that everything that is interesting is something that breaks the rules.
Yep. 100%.
and it's really hard to nitpick every little thing that breaks every single rule. It's tough, dude. Like, I enter every single one of the pieces. I wouldn't have caught this, So
and I'm sure that there's far worse broken things that get shot down that we do not see.
Oh, 100%.
There's probably stuff that's totally broken and nobody cares about because nobody uses it. It's just that this is getting extra scrutiny because it's going to be a commonly played piece.
Yep. And people spent money on it. Let's be honest. Money motivates.
Yeah.
Bazinga.
Yeah, I think I was, for a while, I was probably the most hated person when I, assigned a point value to Krakoa.
Wait, what?
Yeah, where everyone's like, "Oh my god, this thing's 50 points. Sure, I'll play it." Wah, wah.
Oh, when
everybody went out and bought it because they were all excited about the plant markers, and it it was like clearly missing a point line. And I'm like, oh, it seems like something that would be 50 points. I'll go back and fix it later. Because we saw it previewed like so early, and then finally months later it got released, and I had totally forgotten about it, and I didn't go back and like update it until it was officially errata to say that there was no point line, there was no starting line for the legacy card. But I just made something up, thinking it inconsequential, but.
So everyone listening, send your receipts for all those Krakoas you bought to Clay Woods at 123 HC Units Lane, Butte, Montana.
I did
I
buy
don't
2.
give a fuck. Nah, dude. Hey, dude, Clay, your human man mistakes were made. Like, honestly, that's probably the right thing that they should have done. It would have made sense to make the figure far more playable, and I don't think it would have hurt anything.
No, I think there was I really think the reason why they did not errata it to add a point value was because they felt like that would
Poison
have
Ivies.
made Poison Ivies too out of control.
Yeah, Poison Ivies is cool.
Realistically, she was just out of control anyway for a period of time.
So speaking of Poison Ivies, like that kind of brings up the CLW events for Modern. Do you think the Scientist team is still viable in the current format moving forward for the Clix League Wests and the IC regionals?
I've been sworn to secrecy, so I can't answer this question.
Get the fuck off the podcast.
All right, bye. My answer is
Beetlejuice
yes.
really does a lot to stop that team, right? There's so many free actions.
What is it? Beetlejuice, right?
Yeah.
Beetlejuice just says,
Yeah.
You just blow up all their plant terrain.
all right.
Turn 1,
So
and then
so the 3-pack for the Wakanda OP kit comes with Shiri that says, scientists are now
Wakanda,
right?
She's
Like,
expensive though.
40 points, right? No?
she's 45.
All right,
That's
so
a whole other Ivy.
all right, so like in theory, you could work that team to get Black Panther on there.
You're committing 75 points and 2 figures that don't do anything for your strategy. I
Sure.
don't think that's viable.
No?
well,
Okay.
the leadership will pull tokens off Ivies, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Right, and then if you put white vibranium on there, you can force it off with Panther.
All right. So, I mean, let's look at the configuration of that team once you commit 45 points to preventing a free sideline element from coming in. It doesn't look particularly offensive to me. I don't know. I tried, but I'm just doing it real quick, but I don't know. It seems neutered.
It seems rough.
if you do that. Yeah. I don't know. That's one.
Like
one
what?
So-
man.
He was already struggling, post Poison Ivy nerf anyways, and then Beetlejuice just.
Well, no,
really
because
seemed
like
the
Paul
nail in the coffin.
dominated my Clix League West event with his Ivy team. Like he came in, he didn't lose a game. He got full points against everybody. Like he
anyone
destroyed
play
everyone like I did
Beetlejuice?
with the Black Lanterns.
Were people playing Beetlejuice at your event?
No,
The
that's what I'm
Beetlejuice wasn't
asking.
legal yet.
No, that's
he
what I'm
wasn't
asking.
legal.
Like, how does that winning team, like my Black Lantern team, hold up against Beetlejuice? Like, what is it? Matty G's winning team with his Batmans do against Beetlejuice and
Junk.
I
True.
think a 10-point object hoses your Black Lantern team when Collector's Trove comes out.
which one's that one?
That's true. Yeah, it's
That's
unplayable.
the
after that.
Bloodstone amulet that says when you would heal, you heal 1 less.
Okay, so that I honestly, every game I played was against Elsa Bloodstone, and I did not kill her first. I did not heal a single click in that whole tournament.
Yep, but the difference is now I don't have to commit my butterfly to it, and all I have to do is spend 10 points.
I agree. Yeah, because Elsa is great if she gets free trick arrows, but
No,
Not
regular
having-
Elsa.
No,
I like
most
regular
people are.
Elsa.
No, that's what I'm
Butterfly.
talking about.
I know,
Regular Elsa.
butterflying in. I get it. And when
Yeah.
you butterfly her in, I think that's a subpar option. Four clicks. I mean, I know that you have to triple tap her technically to like get the points, but yeah, I agree with Jeff. Your offense is good enough, but like even if you're not healing, but with Beetlejuice, your offense, you have no offense because you can't make any.
I can't make
graves
the
or anything
markers.
Like that.
So
yeah, so.
especially with the Scientist, I know with like Swamp Thing, you can't make the free marker, you can't make the free attack.
Yep.
Either scientist or
Can he
Black
port
Lantern
still?
team. No, like either Swamp
Man
Swamp
Thing
Thing
Swamp
can't
Thing
do
can't do
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either Swamp Thing A or B can't do shit. So those
They need to
scientists and
charge.
Black Lantern teams are gone. So the Batman team is also hosed because you don't get that free attack, right?
You still can
You
swap.
don't get the free attack. You can still swap, but you can't use your free action to wipe out powers.
gimped.
You can't outwit. You can't do anything.
It's very
Yeah.
much gimped. Yeah.
So it's not as hindered as the other teams, but it's
not good.
it's not good.
The scientist team that you're talking about, or I guess this Wakanda theme. So one Swamp Thing, regular Swamp Thing, one Man Thing, one Ivy, a Shuri to get it on theme, and a Black Panther.
I don't think it's play Man Thing.
What?
I don't think you have to play Man Thing.
I think you have to play Man Thing.
I don't think you have to play Man Thing either.
Because like
I think
Paul
you have to
didn't
play
play Man Thing.
Who?
Paul.
Because you really only need Swamp
When
Thing
he
to
won
free
Jeff's,
action.
when he won Jeff's CLW event, he didn't play a Man Thing.
So what? He just ran up with Swamp Thing carrying everybody, and then
No, he just ran up with Swamp Thing and just killed
Perdegaton
something.
carried up
And put
Swamp Thing, made a marker, free attacked, and then sidestep backed with
pretty
Perdegaton.
much.
okay.
And then free attacked with Ivies, or not free attacked, but attacked with the Ivies under the new. plant
Okay,
marker.
so you take off. Okay, so take off Man Thing, add another Ivy, and add a Perdegaton. Let's see.
Because that's kind of what you were trying to do with the Black Lanterns, right? Is have the core team, but just screw the sideline game elements.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
How do they deal with it?
Okay.
On though, I don't see how.
Yeah,
that,
it's dead. Yeah, I don't know how you do
I don't
that.
see how
The reason that Black Lanterns worked, if you prevent like Beetlejuice from coming in off the sideline, is because you can easily one turn a 200-point comp.
How do you beat a 300-point Trigon that just gets placed? Oops.
You one turn them. You can one turn them easily. They can't prevent any damage.
Wait, what?
And his trait says prevent that damage, right?
You should
Or is it
totally
just
read
doesn't-
Trigon again, then,
Let's
buddy.
see. Beginning. Where is it? Where does it say?
He doesn't take.
He's the highest point. If he would take damage, if it's not the first. Okay, I mean, but you get to make 6 attacks like in one turn with Black
and only
Lantern.
one of them does damage.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
He doesn't.
he takes damage the first one and ignores everything after that.
Correct.
Yes.
Wait, if he's the highest one, and he would take damage if it's not the first. Okay, I read it backwards.
Yeah.
I read it backwards.
I did
thought
too
it was,
at
you don't-
first.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. That's nasty.
300.
He's a 12 for 4.
You're not killing it. You're getting 0 points.
You can kill it if you hit hard enough.
You can
It's got
kill that.
it's
for
got
sure.
3 stop clicks. In
Mhm.
addition, the herb is a thing. He's gonna play that terrain marker, and he's gonna heal 1 every turn.
So
Right.
what's better, that or a tomb?
But he can't pick it up, so he's gonna
sit on it. He's gonna
Yeah. You
sit
just go
on it.
blow it up.
Yeah, if you just go blow it up, or you just pick it up and punch him with it, and then it goes
He's also
away.
he's also a theme team, so he's getting +3 to going first. So at best, you're even money against him for going first, right? And that's the best you can ever ask for. So I hope you go first so that you can blow up that terrain. Because if you don't, his first thing he does, he moves on top of it.
But you can pick up something that's underneath him.
You have to go around his ass, I guess. Sure.
You can move the characters.
You just fly.
No. I believe there's a rule that says if they occupy the whole terrain, you can't pick it up underneath under them. Or if you would end your
That's not true.
No, it's if you would end your movement and it's what is it? If you end your movement and it's outside the square, you can't pick it up or something.
I'm pretty sure you can blast that thing. right
Regardless,
under him.
if you pick it up and he's still adjacent to that figure, which he still can be, right? He'll still heal.
I'm just
Or
saying
he'll
you
just
pick
use
it up
the
and
tag
punch
Use
him
it
with
in an
it.
attack.
You
Yeah.
pick
Or
it up
Yeah,
and just
shoot it.
destroy it.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing you can do. I'm not gonna say there's no answer to it, right?
and also, so one thing. Black Lanterns play Black Lantern Batman. This guy might be able to see through hindering, but he can't see through the grade markers. So his first 5 clicks are worthless.
Yeah.
Like
Just
he has
I'm
to
not
move
I am
adjacent.
not saying that this guy is immutable, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, right? Can your team beat a 300-point Trigon if I just go boom? Right? If I just go boom, can you do it?
So. Yeah. That's a good test, though. I like those tests. I like taking top meta teams and putting your build up against all of them. And then I like taking wild cards like that, which are easy plays, like taking a 300-point figure that has viability and saying what happens when you sit across.
No, because there's going to be that.
Test.
No, because there's going to be that player that, oh man, I just bought this figure. This is all I could afford. Yeah. I want to play my figure.
It's Mike.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yes, it's Mike.
Yeah, it's great.
Mike,
and I think that the combination
Mike, I hope
of
you're listening to this right now so that you can actually do that. Yeah.
No. So
watch my mouth, Mike.
Like this is high level. So no, this is high level advice. Like you will practice your team against all the high level competitive things, right? But what's gonna mess you up is the weird team that someone's playing that you're not practiced against, that you're not prepared for against. It's going to throw you off, right? So like the high level player is going to be able to adapt. Like if you're not a high level player and you come across this weird team, even though your team's good and you can't adapt, you're not at that high level player status yet.
And God forbid a high level player like, oh, I'm playing 300-point Trigon, or I'm playing a 200-point Kong with 100 points of support. Woohoo! Let's see what happens.
Right? No, like
I like it.
It's a strategy.
I think the 200-point Kong is totally viable. I think 300-point Kong could be viable. I mean,
you know what the nice thing about those teams
possible to kill.
I'm going to quote someone on this. It reduces brain power, which means I can play more throughout the day.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. You have a very linear game plan for sure. There's no decision fatigue. It's great. Yeah, I totally agree.
Like being able to play, I've said this many times before and I'll say it over and over again. Being able to play depth, going through deep games, like being able to play 7, 8, 9, 10 games a day of Heroclix, right? And you're still functioning at a high level, you'll win. Because what's going to happen is your opponent's going to make mistakes. They're going to make errors. They're going to see things differently, not objectively as like you're seeing, right? So if you can maintain that focus, like specifically with me, I get a hyper focus where I'm dialed in. Like I'm so focused, I understand anything and everything that's happening within the game, right? So that I'm playing at this high level. Like if you're able to maintain that throughout the game, like you're going to be fine. But the thing that gets most people is the fatigue. They get tired, they get hungry, or if they eat, they get fatigued, right? Because their body's now processing food instead of processing the information that's coming into you, right? Like this is a whole deep level of play that like specifically I know I take into account when I play my games all the time, right? Like I'm always like thinking this high level play of what can I do to improve myself? What can I do to improve my mental focus? How like I need to be practiced with this team so that it's a muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's why Brandon and I practice so much. Like I know Nick practices with you a lot too, Patrick.
Yep. Every Sunday, him, myself, and Roland just sit at a bar, watch football, and play Heroclix.
Clay's just naturally gifted. He just shows up. So it's fine. You know, it's cool.
Critical part of that is that prep is sleep. Which is no. Right now.
You asked Richard Medina how much shit I give him for showing up to events tired. And I'm like, Richard, you need a solid 8 hours if you want to compete at your best. And you know what Richard tells me when he got a full night's sleep? He's like, hey, I got a full night's sleep. I'm good. I'm like, all right, dude, let's do it.
So what you're saying is we should keep Richard up the night before.
Oh, of course, dude.
Start banging on his door at random hours, wake his ass up.
I'm not going to get into the full depth of my Heroclix strategies, but yes, you keep Richard up at all hours.
Shoot fireworks underneath his door.
Bro, dude, now you're bringing me back to fraternity, like the house. Like I used to have to stuff towels in my door, make sure my windows were closed tight so that they couldn't pry them open, so they wouldn't light fireworks in my room or trying to sleep and have to go to work at like 6 a.m. Clay's laughing, but no, this is stuff I had to deal with.
I believe it. All right.
I think that's pretty much it for the evening, right?
We're getting the signal from Andrew.
Yeah.
So I got to step away. But
we'll wrap it up, Andrew. It's cool if you can hang on for a little bit. Hey, thank you for coming on, Andrew. I appreciate it. We hope to have you back in the near future if you'll have us.
Oh, sorry. I meant I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
No, and I said I appreciate you coming on with us.
Oh, thanks.
But I do think that is it for the night, unless you guys have anything else.
Go buy a Trigon.
Happy New Year's, everybody.
Dude, it's been
Don't
a
do
great
anything that I wouldn't
2024. Well, that's pretty much nothing, Booth.
Someone's got to be the wild man on the podcast.
I thought you're going to be playing Prime Madame Xanadu.
That's what I am, baby.
Dude.
You should just see what
All right,
my
so-
next team's going to be.
So when you come up for the champion clicks and staying at Brandon's house, I want you to play Prime Xanadu.
Whoa.
And if you don't make top 8, we'll find out a
Yep,
punishment.
she's on there. And there's another surprise figure on there that you guys be like, why the hell is he playing that?
We're gonna be like, well, that's probably why is it like 16th place.
Maybe. But sometimes you guys just roll those dice, baby.
All right.
I mean, it is a dice game, so.
Until next time, friends, don't forget to practice rolling your dice. Take it easy.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Nice.